The great part about this show is I get to meet fascinating people, and I have one to my left now. Judie Parks is with us. She is the president of the GLAR, so let me see, acronym for Greater Louisville Association of Realtors?
That's correct.
Bingo.
Yeah, very good.
See, I'm really sharp. Oh, brother. Judie, it is nice to meet you.
Thank you. It's nice to
so
meet
much.
you too.
Now, I want to make sure I get the entire name, and maybe you can tell us how all of this kind of happened.
Okay.
Berkshire Hathaway Homeservices, Parks and Weisberg Realtors.
Yes.
Now, Judie Parks, of course, your name is legendary for quality homes, for good information, a good resource about the housing market. So, you know, I guess it was kind of a partnership. Is that how it all worked out?
So the original company is Bass and Weisberg, for many people that go way back. And then my mother joined that company and then became an owner and partner in the 90s, and it changed to Parks and Weisberg. And then very closely after that, she was very forward thinking and realizing that she needed a national presence just to go forward and to move. And so it was Prudential. We franchised with Prudential. And we were with them for 17 years, and then they wanted to get out of real estate and just go back to insurance. And so we were looking around, and Berkshire Hathaway decided that he was going to have his own franchise, and we were really super excited and said, sign us up. And it has been wonderful partnership since then. And it is a partnership, so we own our own company. My brother and I, we would not have done this if we couldn't own it and make our own decisions at a local level, because that's how real estate works. You need the backing of a national company, but everything is local, and you've got to be able to be very nimble with what's happening in your own market and not necessarily what they want you to do because of corporate standards.
All right, two first-class names there. And you mentioned your mom, so she was a strong, intelligent business owner as well,
yes,
right? Just like you.
Absolutely.
So you get it honest.
That's right. That's right. The apple didn't fall far from the tree.
Well, let's talk about your background. I think it's interesting that you were an engineer and worked for Ford Motor Company. And a lot of people would say, well, how does that translate? I think it's pretty obvious. You're a problem solver, right?
Yes, I'm a problem solver. And Ford Motor Company is one of my largest clients. And when the engineers would be in my car and they'd find out that I used to work for Ford and that I was an engineer, their very first thought was always, well, you threw away your education, or, you know, why are you doing this? And I tried to explain to them. I was like, well, you're an engineer, you know what you learned. I mean, they teach you how to think, and that was the main thing that they taught me at speed school, was we're here to teach you how to think, not necessarily how to be a computer engineer, that's my degree, but really how to problem solve. And if you know that, then you can take any problem that you have, whether it's real estate or not, and you just break it down into the smallest piece until you can start to solve it. And that's really what I do every day.
Something else you do very well, and you probably learned this from mom and dad too, philanthropic efforts. I think that's important to you. I think that's why your name is so prominent and respected, or at least one of the reasons, right? I think so.
I believe in giving back, and my mom taught me that, and so did my dad from a very young age. And it doesn't always have to be money. If you have money, by all means, but everyone has a talent and everyone has time that they can share, and that's really what it's back. And I love my city. I've been everywhere because of my mother. She was a national speaker, so I got to travel a lot, but I always wanted to live here because I love our city and I love its people, and I just believe you give back to what has given you so much.
See, I love hearing that, because I'm a big believer in this city too, and these are tough times.
Very tough.
But it will get better. I believe in that because of the strength of the people. All right, let's talk a little bit about what you do. The housing market right now, is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? I always say it's a direct reflection, really, of the economy. So what are your thoughts?
So it's, you know, there's definitely no question right now that as far as who's got the power, it's probably the seller. That's very unusual, but for the past probably 24 months, that's been the way it is. And what I mean by that is there's just not enough inventory. You know, we are down, like we just put out something for the board, 47%, you know, inventory is down, but yet our sales were holding steady and the prices increased. But that's really what's going on. So in that case, it's a seller's market. There's just not an inventory for the buyers, and that's in a lot of price range. It's not just in the lower end. We just don't have enough inventory. So
that's why I like doing this segment, because a lot of folks aren't aware of quality homes that are available, and because we do this little hot on the market segment, you can tell us about some that are. All right, let's talk about Crescent Hill area.
Yep.
We're going to take a look at the home here and then have you do the little commentary, if you would.
Sure.
Okay, so if you would, Crescent Hill, they said charming. Charming's a nice word, but Crescent Hill, I think that is appropriate and fitting. Look at this home.
No, and this just happens to be my listing, as it turns out, so I know this one very well. And this is a great story because they actually looked for 2 years. We've been looking for 2 years to find the house they could buy to put this on, because we knew the minute we did it was going to sell right away. And it did. It had multiple offers, and they wanted to stay in that area too, the walkability. This is right across from the water tower, so it's just a great location.
I would think that entire area
It's
is
a
going
wonderful,
to,
yeah.
a really good investment.
And it's a great investment,
and
yes.
a great place to live.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the next one I have listed says Bungalow. So I'm not sure exactly.
Oh,
but this,
that's
here
not
we
right.
Go. Okay, that's not right. Is this Shakes Run?
The Bungalow was supposed to be on stilts. This is Shakes Run. I would not call it a bungalow, but it is a beautiful walkout ranch, and it's in a great neighborhood. One of the nice things about this house is it's new construction, but it has a beautiful tree-lined yard in the back, and the seller actually just went in and put an egress window in the lower level, so it's a true 4-bedroom house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What's it like inside?
It's beautiful, and it's newer. So it has all of the updated amenities and stainless steel appliances, all the things that you would expect.
All right, Landis Lakes. We've heard a lot about Landis Lakes. Didn't they have a home out at Landis Lakes? I think they did years back.
Yes, years back.
Anyway, okay, so this home, beautiful. Look at, well, I tell you what, it's really grown up there. Look at all that beautiful greenery.
It has. And I've also, this is another one of our great listings. And this is, I've actually shown this myself. So it is beautiful when you walk in because this is a garden patio type home, which most people, they're connected and you don't really have a yard. This has a gorgeous backyard and a screened in porch. So you get the benefit of having all that beautiful nature and you don't have to maintain it.
Okay, now you obviously have your fingers on the pulse of new homes when they're available. So for someone who's watching now and wants to have that same kind of access, you know, because like you said, it's hard to find a home in certain price ranges. How do they get that? Can they go to your website? What's the answer?
Yes, they can go to our website, and it is a direct feed to our multiple listing system. So it gives you everybody's listings. And the great thing about the website is it's up to date. It's accurate. It's going to use the terms that we have, and it won't take 24 hours to update it, which some of the other sites do.
All right, and if they want to use your professional services, is that information on the screen correct for you, Judy?
That is correct. That is absolutely correct, yes.
You know, I was researching you. Your story is fascinating. So boys, 3, is that right?
I have 3 sons.
You were telling me you just had one that was married. Congratulations.
Yes, in my backyard due to COVID.
Fantastic. Yeah, see, it's not just about selling homes either.
No,
it's
not
everywhere.
about selling homes. It's everywhere. Yes, it is.
Well, to you and your husband and your family, continued good health.
Thank you.
And continued success. We love you having you here in the Louisville area. We really do.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Once again, Judy Parks. Okay, coming up here. Would you like a little legal information? We've got it. You know, my man Aaron Whaley is in the house, and we're going to talk about workman's compensation claims. That's next on Wave 3 Listens Live.
The Wave 3 News Charlie Wilson's Jen Air Kitchen is furnished by Miller's Fancy Bath and Kitchen, Kentuckiana Countertops, Cherry House Furniture Gallery, and Annabelle's Oriental Rugs. Thanks to these great sponsors.